Hello and welcome. My name is Thomas, and in this video, I'm going to share with you a totally free tool that you can use to make scheduling appointments with your clients and customers endlessly easier. Okay, so we've all been there before, right? Where you want to schedule a meeting, maybe with a client. So maybe you're a coach or a consultant, or you're a designer, or you're a teacher, or in some way you just need to be able to schedule appointments with people, right? And so we've all been through the process before where you say, hey, let's go ahead, you send an email, you say, let's go ahead and meet at 3 tomorrow. Are you free? They write back and they say, oh, no, I got a meeting at 3. Could we do 3:45? And then you write back and you say, no, I got a meeting at 3:45. Could we try on Thursday at 2 p.m.? And like, no, I got a meeting. And the back and forth goes on and on through however many emails and wastes everybody's time. I know I've had this particular problem happen many times before. So what I did at one point was I created a public calendar so that people could see my appointments when I'm available. But the problem was that I didn't really like the idea of having all of my appointments, especially when I'm starting to name out particular clients I'm working with. I don't necessarily want that to be public. I want that to be private, but I still wanted some sort of way for people to be able to know when I'm available. So that's when I came across an amazingly useful tool called Calendly. So what I wanted to do in this video was show you how you can get up and running with this tool. What Calendly enables you to do is to create a calendar or slots when you're available. And then what you can do is you can share this link to the calendar or your availability where your clients and customers can pick a time that works for them. They'll be able to see all the different appointments that you have available, and then they can just simply pick one and it works in their time zone. So if you're working from the East Coast and you've got a client in the West Coast, you can let it integrates with their time zone in order to enable you to book with them. It saves everybody time, and the best part, and this is what really sold me on Calendly, was the fact that it will actually sync with your calendar. So if you use Apple's calendar or if you use Google's calendar, it will sync your availability. So if you go into your calendar and say block out a whole time when you're not going to be available for next Tuesday, all of those slots in Calendly will automatically be filled so that somebody cannot select from them. Okay, so like I said, they do have a totally free version, and they also have a paid version, which is what I use, which has a whole bunch of extra features. If you want to be able to charge people to book with you, if you've got a coaching program, you want to be able to charge them before they can schedule, they've got that, along with a number of other automated features. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in here and take a quick look at what we can do with Calendly. Okay, so this is my particular Calendly account. We're taking a look at the front page. So what you're going to typically see here is all of your appointments that have been scheduled through Calendly will show up here. And just to take a quick look, I do know that pricing and everything can change over time, but here's a look at Calendly's pricing page. Here's some of the features you get with the basic and that sort of thing. So we're just going to jump through the process of creating a basic one. Again, some of these things may change. Some things may be free, included in the free version, and they may offer it in the future in the pro version. So you just want to make sure that regardless of how much you plan on using Calendly, I would recommend setting up a free account at least and just kind of playing around with it. Okay, so what we're going to do here is the first thing, we're going to jump in here and we are going to create under event types. So here you can see these are all the different events that I've created. You can only create one as of now with the free version. So just keep in mind, if you want to be able to create a number of different event types, you'll want to probably purchase their pro version. But if you just have one calendar, one type of event, you can get away just fine with the free version. Okay, so let's go ahead and click new event type. And you can pick whether it's going to be one-on-one or a group. We're just going to do one-on-one for the type of meeting that we're going to be scheduling here. And let's just say we want people to be able to chat with us. And, if this is going to be a phone meeting, we can do that. If it's going to be, on Zoom, you can do that. So we'll just go ahead and pop Zoom in there. There we go. And then you can give it a nice custom URL, which is really nice. You can pick the particular color that you want this to be. So we'll go ahead and pick color here, and it just walks you through. So let's go ahead and click next. And here now you can pick how long of a block do you want people to be able to choose. Do you want people to do 15 minutes, 30 minutes? How long do you want this particular meeting to last? So we'll just keep it at 30 minutes. So now we've got our availability here. They're going to pop in here automatically 9 to 5. You can also, if you've already created an event, you can actually go in here and you can select an availability from another one. So if you've got a pretty typical, like let's say you always work from, or you're always available for meetings from noon to 5, and every single event type is going to share that, this will enable you to go in here and copy that those details from a previous event that you've created. Okay. So let's say here what we want to do, let's go ahead and jump on to Tuesday, and let's say we want to be available from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And what we want to do is apply to all Tuesdays. Okay, and let's go ahead and take this a step further than going just beyond Tuesdays. Let's go ahead and click this link down here that says apply to multiple. And let's say I'm going to be available for these phone meetings or these video calls on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Fridays, I am not going to be available. Let's go ahead and click apply, and then you'll see the entire calendar changes, right? And so we see here Friday hasn't been changed yet, so let's go ahead and say I'm unavailable. Apply to all Fridays, and our calendar is set. You'll see now it's going to be reoccurring. This is the time frame in which people can get in touch with me. Now, it also allows me to hit secret. So if this is something that you don't want to show up on the main page, Calendly comes by standard, by default, with a page that lists out all the different event types that people can schedule with you. So if you only have one, this doesn't really apply, but if you go pro and you've got multiple, you can select here in order to hide this from your main page. Okay, so now let's go ahead and click next. All right, so we've kind of taken care of this first part. Now we can go in here and we can ask specific questions. So it's a good idea to make sure that you get their full name, their email address, and you can add any other custom questions in here as well, which comes in really handy. You could say they can answer with one line, multiple lines. You can do drop downs, radio buttons, check boxes, and then you can select whether or not this is going to be required, and then select apply. So you can create your own form that people fill out in order to schedule this appointment for you. So this is great, especially if you're going to do a coaching call or a strategy call. Maybe ask the question, what do you hope to get out of this call? Just get the initial information that you need in order to make this particular appointment really successful for both people. Okay, now we'll go ahead and click save and change. We've got that. And then they've got in here as well, you can set specific notifications. You can do text reminders. You can turn those on if you want. So for example, if you wanted to, we could set this up. I think this one is actually a pro feature, but you can set it up so that the person receives a text reminder the day before the appointment so that they know to show up and when it's starting and everything else. Cancellation policy, you can type that in here. So if you need to put some disclaimer in there that if you cancel this, we're gonna bill you, or whatever you need to do, you can put that cancellation in there. Let's go ahead and click save and close. And we're gonna go to the confirmation page. I believe this one is a pro feature. If you need to redirect someone to an external site, you can do that. But again, I think that's a pro feature. Otherwise, it just kind of takes them to a default thank you for signing up. Okay. And you can also add in a custom link as well. And this is really cool. I alluded to this previously as well, but you can actually collect payments. So again, if you do really high level coaching or mastermind or video calls or whatever it is that you do, and you want to charge people to book with you, that actually does have the ability in their pro plan to connect your Stripe account so that you can collect payments. Now, for the sake of this example, we're not going to collect payments. We're just going to click save and close. And we see here that by default, this is on. So let's go ahead and click view the live page to go through the process of how this would look for somebody who is going to be scheduling an appointment with us. Okay, so we go to the live page, and again, this is something that you're going to want to you can email to people or whatever you want. It's got that domain up here that we selected. Okay, so let's go ahead and say on Thursday. So again, this is what people are going to see from their perspective. You're going to send them this link every time they want to schedule an appointment with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on the 14th. I would click on that and let's say, you know what, I'd like to go ahead and snag 11:30 a.m. and then I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. That's great. Okay, so now my name is Thomas McGee. Since I am apparently scheduling an appointment with myself, I'm going to go ahead and do okay, so we'll go ahead and type in a nice answer to that, and then it'll have all the information off to the side that we put there. And well, this is 30 minutes. Web conferencing details provided upon confirmation. Since this is going to be connected to my Zoom account, all we're going to do is we're going to click schedule event, and it's that easy. The person is then going to receive an email notification with all the details. It's going to have a calendar invite and everything that they need so they can add it to their calendar as well. So then let's go ahead and pop into my particular calendar program and let's take a look at this showing up. Let's go ahead and refresh all. And there you go. You'll see that it has shown up down there. I've got it showing up right where it is supposed to, exactly as you would expect it. So it's a really useful tool in order to be able to manage not only your own calendar, but enable people to schedule with you as well. So I know in the past, like I said, I've known so many people who've had issues of having to go back and forth, especially if you're going to be charging your clients for booking phone meetings or coaching calls or video calls with you. This is going to be endlessly useful for being able to do that. So what I would recommend, head on over to Calendly, set up a free account, experiment with it, because I think it'll seriously save you some time, especially if coaching and clients is something that's going to be useful for you or something that you're going to start doing in the future. So in this video, I just wanted to kind of show you some of the features and kind of toss that your direction so you can see that it's there, so you can start utilizing it if it would be useful for you. So like as always, if you found this video useful, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.